Hey folks, Crazy Clown80 here again, and this time we're going to look at game number 9 in our 20 from 1986 series. This is a beat 'em up that's super hard. This was originally known in Japan as Nekketsu Kouha Kunio Kun, but it is also known in the US as Renegade, and this was created by Technos Japan and licensed to Taito in the US. There's the flyer for the original game, Nekketsu Kouha Kunio Kun, and it is the first game starring Kunio, who was a high school brawler. And there is the control panel with an 8-way joystick. There is an action button, actually 2 action buttons, and in between them is a jump button. And the action button, it takes a while to get used to, depending on whether you're facing an enemy or there's an enemy coming up behind you. You will do either a punch forward or a kick behind you to hit enemies that are trying to sneak up on you. And yeah, they will gang up on you. Now, this Americanized version, Renegade, from the original, it is designed after the 1979 movie The Warriors, to appeal to Westerners instead of the Japanese high school, which is where at least some of Nekketsu Kouha Kunio Kun was taking place. The Japanese probably figured that Westerners wouldn't really be interested in that much, and they were probably right. So this was the right path to go. Pattern it after something they were familiar with. But like I said, you have attack buttons, and if you're facing an enemy, then the attack button, and you want to push it, the button that's on the side of the direction that you're facing. So if you're facing an enemy to your right, you'll want to push the button on the right. And if you're facing an enemy on the left, you'll want to push the button on the left. And the other button will kick behind you to take out enemies that are coming from behind you. It seems like a weird setup, but it's actually pretty brilliant. Once you eliminate a certain amount of enemies, then a boss will enter the fray, and he is right here. And at least according to the NES port, which is not bad, his name is Jack. We'll look at both Renegade and Nekketsu Kouha Kunio Kun. There's some special moves you can do that were totally new to the beat-em-up genre. You could sit on an enemy and punch them, and that appeared in other games later on, so this was quite the innovator. You can run to the left or right by tapping left twice or tapping right twice, and you can punch while you're running. Now this second stage takes place on a dock, and there's a motorcycle gang, and you have to jump kick at the right time to take out the motorcycle rider. And if your timing is not good, then the motorcycle can knock you down and take off a little tiny bit of energy. And there's my dash attack. It's not bad, but you have to have some room to perform it. Whoops. Yeah, a lot of the enemies will have weapons, and if you try to punch them, they're probably gonna nail you. So perhaps a jump kick is a good idea, and nestled between the action buttons is a jump button. So when you do the jump kick, you'll need to jump and press the action button that is on the side of where you're facing the enemy. It's easier to use the controls yourselves than to listen to me try to describe them. But yeah, if you injure a boss enough, or if you hurt an enemy, you can just press down when you're standing over them and you'll sit on them, and you can just press the attack button that's facing their direction and repeatedly hit it, and you'll smack them until they don't get up again. But you need to knock the boss's energy down to like 1 bar, maybe 2 bars, before you can sit on them and punch them repeatedly enough until they expire. But they can, if they're not ready to die, they can push you off. Now this 3rd stage I did not used to be able to beat, or I could not beat in the past until just recently. It is super hard. But there are things to remember. Note that this is an all-girls gang here. The gals with the chains, once you knock them down, they will not get back up. That's something to remember. And their boss is a giant lady. She is huge. And she is very tough to beat, and you have to know how to beat her. I didn't know how to beat her in the past until just recently. I watched a video of somebody playing this, and I was like, oh, what you want to do is lure the big gal away and try to do a jump kick as she tries to run up to you from behind. A lot of the enemies will also do dash attacks like you can when you get far away from them. Whoops, yeah, you can run into a wall and knock yourself down. It won't cause much damage. If a boss is too close to you when they're running after you, you can do a backwards kick. But a jump kick is the best way to take down this boss's energy. And note that you are timed in this game. You do not get a lot of time. And sometimes yeah, she pushed me off. Sometimes the timer is your biggest enemy. Because if you run out of time, you are dead and you only get 2 minutes. And there I was able to sit on her and punch her face until she died. Or maybe she was just knocked out. I don't know for sure that she died. Now on this final 4th stage, do not get attacked by these guys. They will try to stab you and it is instantly fatal. One thing I forgot to mention at this point, you only get 1 life to start this game off. Only 1. That sucks. So when you die, it's over. But you get 1 extra life at 30,000 points. So you really got to be careful. The 1st stage isn't hard. 2nd stage, yeah, you can beat it with practice. The 3rd stage, you have to know what to do. Like I said, you can take out those girls with the chains, and when you knock them down, they die, or they're out of the picture. Yeah, he tried to stab me there. Don't try to sit on an enemy and punch them if there's a whole bunch of enemies left, because they will come up and knock you off. And after you beat those guys, then you go in here and you will eventually deal with the final boss, and there he is, Sabu. And he has a gun. One hit from his bullets, and you are dead. Ah, crap! Yeah, I'm dead. They stabbed me. You can get close to an enemy that you've hurt, and if you do, you can grab them. And if you keep using the punch button that's towards them, you will knee them repeatedly. And you can press the opposite button to throw them the other way. Some very cool, unusual attacks that were brand new in this game, that this game introduced and were used in other fighting games. Really quite impressive for its time, despite its extreme difficulty. Nekketsu Kouha Kunio Kun plays pretty much exactly like this game. Ah, damn it. I had him almost dead. Well, that's my game of Renegade. Once you beat the 4th stage, that's the ending. You get a brief ending sequence, and then the game starts over. And note that you get little cards of each boss at the bottom right of the screen showing that you've beaten the bosses. And once you play the game again through and beat the bosses again, you'll find another card of that same boss laid over the old card. And now here's me beating Sabu with invincibility. Now once you beat the boss, then any enemies left on the screen will try to leave the screen. You can prevent them from doing that. You can beat them up. But you can let them go and then the stage will end. And here's the ending. And you kiss your girlfriend, who you never heard anything about before, and you get some bonus points. You get bonus points for beating each boss. And they help towards that one extra life that you can get at 30,000. There's another move where you can run towards a wall and jump and kick, and you will propel yourself off the wall and kick the other way. It's not very useful, or at least I can't find much of a use for it. And now we're going to go ahead and look at Nekketsu Kouha Kunio Kun, the very first Kunio game, and there have been others. A lot of spin-offs, especially for the Nintendo or Famicom. And note that we have Japanese hiragana and kanji to spell out Nekketsu Kouha Kunio Kun. And note that that is Kunio in white. He is a high school student who likes to get into brawls, and there's other students that he's beating up. The settings are the same. We have the subway. It might look a little bit different. The platform to the right, if you fall off it, you die. Don't forget that. You might be able to set it up, and there he goes. You might be able to set it up so you can knock enemies off of it. And in the high score list, you use kanji, or not kanji, hiragana to spell out your name. And in this game, Kunio has a friend named Hiroshi. Yeah, Hiroshi. He's kind of a wussy little friend. All the students beat him up, and Kunio is his protector. We're just going to look at snippets of the game, and I think I put invincibility on, but we'll look at all the stages. This boss, his name is Riki, and he actually ends up becoming Kunio's friend later on in other games, but he's the first boss in this. Sometimes when you jump, kick, and hit both of the action buttons at the same time as you jump, it looks like you're doing a helicopter kick like in Double Dragon 2, but it doesn't register, I don't think. It's certainly not useful. The bosses can also grab you if you are close and deliver a series of blows. Damn it, I wanted to jump off the platform and die. The game wouldn't let me. I like that they show the gangs beat up your friend at the start of each stage. But here we're at the dock again with the motorcycle gang. And I think the motorcycle gang is called Bosozoku or something like that. It's the name of a motorcycle gang. And no, these guys aren't suffering a pandemic like we are nowadays. No, it was wearing surgical masks was kind of a gang thing, I guess, in Japan. I don't know, might still be, I don't know. I think it looks kind of silly, really. But at any rate, that boss was known as Shinji. And now we have the girl gang. And we have more school uniform type of outfits for the enemies in this game. And the girls with black hair are the ones with the chains. And the other girls have purses. I think they might have had clubs in the US version, Renegade. And we have a giant girl boss in this one too. See, the games are very, very similar, the American one and the Japanese one. But yeah, try to draw the this boss into running at you, and then jump and kick them as they come from behind. And again, you're going to have to jump and press the button that's away from them. You just have to get used to the controls, but trust me, they're a good setup. And this is the final stage. And these guys are more like a Yakuza thugs, perhaps, but they will also kill you if they stab you, unless you have invincibility on. That running punch attack, that dash punch, is a good way to crowd control. But yeah, with on this stage, it's often not a good idea to sit on the enemies and punch their faces, because another one will no doubt try to come up and stab you from behind. And you can't do a backwards kick while you're sitting on an enemy trying to punch your face. And here's Sabu again. And we're going to go ahead and beat Nekketsu Kouha Kunio Kun. And see the enemies try to get away. And I let him. I didn't punch him in time. But yeah, you see the cards of each enemy at the bottom right. This one gives you 30,000 points, or an extra life at 30,000 points again. Only 30,000 though. And you get a special bonus here for 10,000. And you get congratulated by your fellow students at the end, in this ending. And there I sat on Ricky and punched his face, Riki. And now I just wanted to show you that, yeah, you can see there's 2 cards now for each stage that you beat again. And yeah, you can fall into the water on this stage and die, like you could fall off the platform on the first stage and die. There's one of the spin-offs of the Kunio Kun game, River City Ransom for the NES. Awesome, awesome game. And another spin-off with Kunio Kun is what's that? Nekketsu Hakibu. And then there's also Crash and the Boys. And this was also for the NES. It's kind of track and field meets the Kunio world. And then there was Nintendo World Cup, a soccer game with Kunio players, or Kunio characters. And then there was what is this? Technos Samurai Downtown Special. Oh God, I love this game. What an awesome game! It's like River City Ransom, but with more awesome moves. And then there was even Super Dodgeball with Kunio type characters. But that was the first game in the Kunio verse, or the American version, Renegade, and also Nekketsu Kouha Kunio Kun, the original game. This is Crazy Clown Racing. Thanks for watching Renegade game number 9, R20 from 1986 series. See you soon for game number 8. Bye-bye, folks.